Channel, the President's advisor on the 24-hour economy, Sir Sam Jonah, my uncle, my advisor, Mr. Kobo Eduse Jr., my other uncle, my supporter, the regional minister, Mr. Eko Penyin, the Minister for Culture, Honorable Abraham Tifa Gomeshi of Rembonyang for Krampa, Paramount Chief Gomoa Traditional Area, Mr. Kofi Aban, CEO Rick World, invited guests, members of the diplomatic corps, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you a very short story and then I'll be off stage. During the independence struggle, a man had a conversation with his wife, with his son, a young man deeply involved in the fight against colonial rule. The father asked with trembling voice, "My son, are you sure that when the British leave and governance is handed over to us, you'll be able to manage our own affairs better?" The son looked at his father and said, "Father, I'm very sure that when the British leave and governance is handed over to us, we'll be able to handle our own affairs better. In fact, we are going to drive out colonialists and build this country better than they ever did." The father looked at him, sighed and said, "I'm old and I'm going to meet our ancestors. When I arrive, they will ask me how the Gold Coast is doing. I'll tell them honestly that my generation did not do much for the Gold Coast. But I'll also tell them that when I was leaving, the land was fighting for independence. I'll tell them that I believe in you and the youth, so they should pray and wait patiently. Maybe one day, when you arrive, you'll bring the good news of a prosperous Ghana." Some months later, the old man died. Independence was won. Many years rolled on, and the young man too grew old. Now in his 80s, with eyes heavy with regret, he called his daughter, a leading figure in the political party, and said, "During the independence struggle, my father asked me if I truly believed in our capacity to govern ourselves. I said yes. I believed with all my heart that independence was the key to prosperity. But today, I am ashamed. We have failed to build upon even what the colonialists left. We are poorer, still building open drains and sending powerful delegations to inaugurate public toilets. Nations that began this journey with us, like Malaysia and Singapore, have left us far behind. Now I'm old, and soon I'll go and meet our ancestors. And I must confess to your grandfather that he was right. The black man has not managed his own affairs well, despite the wealth of our resources and the brilliance of our people. But I will also assure them that all is not lost. When I was leaving, the youth was rising, forming movements like Democracy Hub and Fix the Country. I believe in them just as he believed in me, and I'm hopeful that when you, my son, join our ancestors and I one day, you will bring the good news that Ghana has risen from hopelessness to prosperity." Some months later, he too died. Ladies and gentlemen, the old man in the story represents our forefathers who doubted but still hope. The son and daughter in the story represents us. Today, we happen to be the children our ancestors are waiting for. The question before us is simple but urgent. Are we also going to shift the responsibility to our children? Are we going to tell ancestors to wait because when we are leaving, our children were doing it? Or shall we rise, work, and sacrifice so that when our own time comes, we can go with joy and tell them that though Ghana did not become Las Vegas, Dubai, or Beijing in our time, we did not sit idle. We built, we fought corruption, we restored dignity, and we planted the seeds of prosperity. Your Excellencies, I've invited you here today because I know you love Ghana. I know that each one of you is working hard so that one day we can give our ancestors the good news that they have been waiting for. The story of a Ghana that rose against all odds, stood tall, reclaimed her destiny, and developed in real time. This is why I'm inviting you to Gomoa. I could walk this journey alone, but this movement is far bigger than self-gratification. This is about all of us uniting with a blueprint in hand, bound by clear timelines, determined to build a prosperous Ghana. History teaches us that no generation lived to see the full rise of England, America, or France. Their development spanned many centuries, but we are blessed to see in our lifetime how China, a nation once left on the sidelines, has risen to the world skylines, and in the UAE, how barren lands have been turned into beautiful gardens and deserts into shining cities. They did not have to reinvent the wheel, neither do we. The templates are right before us, shining like a torch to guide our paths. So I ask you, what is stopping us? We have a great leader, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, whose vision of a 24-hour economy has ignited this movement. A leader who has given us direction at every turn. A leader who has personally charged his appointees to work with us as we shape a 24-hour industrial city. And so I say with unshakable conviction that there is no doubt in my heart, no doubt in my mind, we are going for gold. Ghana's time is now, and together we will rise. When Osadoko Dr. Kwame Asare-Obeng looked across Gomoa some 60 years ago, he did not see villages and farmlands. He saw potential. He saw in Gomoa the fertile ground upon which to plant Ghana's seeds of industrial and educational revolution. And he acted. At Pomaze, he built the great Pomaze poultry farm which produced eggs and meat for our people and beyond. At Gomoa Central, he built the feed mill which produced feed for the poultry farm and also supported poultry and livestock farming. Again, in Pomaze, he established a hatchery to produce day-old chicks for poultry farming instead of importing them. Around Gomoa, he established a seed company, a center to research, grow, and improve and store improved grains for the feed mill and national food production. At Gomoa Menfi, he developed the animal husbandry, which provided the base for livestock farming. Nearby in Winneba, he built educational institutions. The Kwame Ideological Institute, today the South Campus of the University of Education, Winneba, to train minds and leaders for Ghana's future. He also left us with a specialist training college, now the North Campus of the University of Education, Winneba, and Tibet centers to equip our people with practical skills. He even established the National Academy of Music, now dedicated to teaching music and nurturing creative talents. Today, it serves as the central campus of the University of Education, Winneba. And yes, Nkrumah even proposed a deep sea port in our area to open up the central region as a gateway for trade and industry. These were not mere projects. They were pillars of a national dream. They remind us that our area has always been central to Ghana's story of development. Today, it is our turn to continue that vision. And this is why we are building the Gomoa Central Special Economic Zone, a modern hub that will revive Nkrumah's dream and position Ghana as a true economic powerhouse. The Gomoa Central Special Economic Zone covers more than 21,000 acres of secured, litigation-free land prepared not just for factories, but for industries, homes, logistics, and commerce. It will host a deep-sea industrial port at Gomoa Mankwaze, completing Nkrumah's unfinished vision to serve as a hub for West Africa, linking Africa's biggest industrial park, the Gomoa Central Special Economic Zone, to Europe, America, and Asia with shorter trade routes. The zone is anchored by the visionary His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's 24-hour economy, ensuring round-the-clock productivity, jobs, and trade. It is designed under the framework of the Ghana Free Zones Authority, attracting investors with the right incentives and regulations to build industries for exports. And it is strategically aligned with the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, headquartered right here in Ghana. The Gomoa Central Special Economic Zone will serve as a continental gateway where goods manufactured in Gomoa will flow seamlessly to markets across Africa's over 1.4 billion population. Within the zone, we are building for the future. Automobile assembly plants to reduce the import burden and create a thriving automotive hub, pharmaceutical and health industries to produce medicines and vaccines for Ghana and Africa, agro-processing factories to transform our maize, cassava, rice, coconut, etc. into produce for export, feeding the world while empowering our farmers. We have signed an MOU to build a 350 megawatts Gomoa solar power plant to guarantee clean, affordable energy for industries and communities within the zone. ICT and Innovation Hub to equip our youth with digital skills and opportunities for the modern economy. Tibet centers that will equip young people with practical skills, empowering them to take charge of the zone, manage it efficiently, and build a stronger future for Ghana. Tourism, residential and commercial facilities to make Gomoa a destination where people can live, work, and thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not stand here as a politician seeking sympathy nor as a leader pointing fingers at history. I stand here as a son of Africa, proud, conscious, and determined to work hand in hand with our dear president in his just and noble fight for reparations. For the scars of slavery and colonialism are not mere wounds of the past. They are lessons written in blood and endurance that must shape our resolve to rise. Yet, even as we seek justice for yesterday, we must build hope for tomorrow. Every nation at one point experienced conquest, loss, oppression, and many more. What separates those who remain bound by history from those who shape destiny is the courage to rise above pain and chart a new path forward.
Land in this project. You can live in China, you can live in Dubai, you can live in America. In fact, you can live in Accra, wherever you're comfortable with. You can purchase the land and you can get real-time updates on your land. Also, there's a free registration process. Look, you don't have to go to the land registration division. You don't have to do anything. What you do, which once again the app will demonstrate to you very shortly, is that once you get onto the app is going to show you the available lands. They're zoned. So the parts that are marked in red means that the lands are gone. And then there's zones that are marked yellow and green. You get to find out which of the lands are available. When you click on it and you are eligible and you pay for it, everything is done for you in terms of registration. And at the end of the day, you get to download your indenture and all the documents that you need to get your land. Because at the back end, there are lawyers and there are all the people that will help you make your land registration very soon. And then, it is very transparent, extremely transparent. You don't have to go through middlemen, you don't have to deal with girl boys, you don't have to deal with landlords, because he has made all of this very, very simplified. And then for the adequate security of tenure, you're not going to be on your land for someone to come tell you that it's about time you need to move on the land or you're sharing the land with someone else. So these are really the important reasons why you need to invest in our projects. I mean, when I say our projects, it's our project, isn't it? So let's put our hands together for the other parliament. So yeah, I know you do the security of tenure. There's the entire is free from litigation. You have assurance. So you go to the next slide, and then the process I told you. So you search, you select, you register, you review, and then you complete your transaction. And then finally, okay, I know that you see out there that it is fully digital, but here's the trick. So the Honorable Member of Parliament has got an office right in this hotel, the Movement, where you can go there and get to find out every detail about investing in the property there. And there's going to be an on-site office as well. So for those who cannot go to the office, who cannot go on-site, you can access it because it's digital. And everything is on the app. You get to see it very shortly. Just give me a minute. And then, he wants us to know that the portal integrates with the land information system. I told you that already. And it eliminates individual planning and the field surveys through the shared LI system. So everything is transparent, it is safe, it is secure. And at any point in time, you really want to involve your lawyer, you can do that, or you can just call me. I'll help you through with it. All right. Can we move on to the next slide? All right. So thank you very much. I think that you should put your hands together for me. But I'm going to show you in 2 minutes what the app looks like. So you get on your Google store, you download the app. It's very easy. It is extremely easy. So please.